So is it not with me, as with that muse, stirred by a painted beauty to his verse, who heaven itself for ornament doth use, and every fair with his fair doth rehearse, making a couplement of proud compare with sun and moon, with earth and seas, rich gems, with April's firstborn flowers, and all things rare, that heaven's air in this huge rondure hems. Oh, let me, true in love, but truly right, and then believe me, my love is as fair as any mother's child, though not so bright as those gold candles fixed in heaven's air. Let them say more, who like of hearsay will. I will not praise that purpose not to sell. That was sonnet number 21. This sonnet is really awesome, and such a stark contrast to last week's. Last week's rubbed me in all the wrong ways, and this week's rubs me in all the right ways. This is uncharted territory for Shakespeare, going through these sonnets chronologically, it really makes me think about when this was written. Like, what is the chronology of these sonnets in terms of when they were written? Because this sounds like an older Shakespeare that is not only poking fun at poets who get carried away with their own language, but I mean, that's him. That's him in sonnets 1 through 20 mostly. It to me sounds like an older, more experienced Shakespeare, with a level of self-awareness that he did not have when he was earlier in his writing career. And so just it's so juicy in its mockery of how stupid it is. Like, and that, so this muse, like any other poet in this time, including young Shakespeare, would just go so far over the top in the language, and like, stars don't have anything on you, the gods don't have anything on, this thing they're trying to praise. And it rings of insincere, like, pompous, it's not, what it highlights to me is the difference between a genuine compliment and like the kind of inherent manipulation that exists in a lot of those types of, like, flowery praises of someone, and it truth, honest, genuine, vulnerable truth is so much more compelling than, like, I'm trying to think of an example of a Shakespearean character that just gets so carried away with. He writes a lot of them. He read the kind of the clowny characters, I'm blanking on the name of that. The scholar from Love's Labour's Lost, who just is so infatuated with super convoluted words. It's so pretentious. It's so pretentious. And so this is just like, hey, I'm actually in love. I think that this person is as good as any other human being, which is a reasonable thing to praise, but they don't glow more than a star, because that's not how things work in physics. I just found so refreshing. And I think another important focus of this sonnet is on things more than just superficial beauty. And that's, I gave a lot of the earlier sonnets the benefit of the doubt that you can interpret them as, when you call something beautiful, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be superficially, surface level beauty. And this, I think, really, that rings really true, where, don't compare it to, like, the most beautiful flower. Just talk about what it actually is. And that's kind of scary. I actually have, because you can kind of hide behind this, like, and I mean, it's poking fun at pickup lines that exist today, like, like the did it hurt from when you fell from heaven, kind of like bullshit. That's it's not genuine. It's complete. It's so ahead of the curve in not just all these other sonnets, but just in terms of meaningful love. So that's cool. Yeah. Sonnet 22 next week. Thanks for watching.